Next up, Mike from Wethersfield wants to know, what are both the challenges and the opportunities that you see for America when it comes to international trade in the changing global economy? Anya, why don't you start us out with that one?
I think that the challenges have always been tariffs and so forth, how much we're importing versus how much we're exporting, et cetera. I believe that when we put American products first and when we're self-sustaining, then having trade with other countries is a very positive thing. You're able to bring in items that you can't get in the United States, and you're able to send out items. We just need to make sure that we're never in a negative position where we're bringing in more than we're sending out, and that's very important. I think that the future is very bright for having international trade that works very well. I mean, obviously, with the upheaval in Europe right now, there's going to be greater needs, and I would like to see America step up and fill those needs through export. It will be good for our economy. It'll be good for Europe. It obviously, taking over some of the ground that China has taken in the export of technology and so forth. I think that America could really step up our production of that and become more of a leader in that field. It comes like the CHIPS Act and all of those things. I'm very much in favor of that. That's all important, but I will also mention one other thing that's not necessarily related to trade, and that is that China is buying American debt as much as they possibly can, and they're doing so to try and place us in a weakened position. And I would like to see legislation in Washington that prohibits that type of thing from happening, that would put a cap on what foreign countries can purchase of America's debt, and to not allow China and other foreign countries to purchase our farmland at the rate that they have. China owns a great deal of American farmland. Most people don't know that, but it places us in a very vulnerable position and does not help us with foreign trade in any way.
All right, Erica, same question to you. What are the challenges and opportunities for America when it comes to international trade and the changing global economy?
I think the two biggest challenges that we're going to need to address are kind of summarized in cheap foreign labor, whether it's shipping our manufacturing overseas or having foreign workers come and work on visas. What we're seeing industry in the United States do is replace good paying jobs that Americans have been doing with either foreigners with visas or just shipping the manufacturing overseas. So we need to put a stop to that. I think if a company is based in America, it ought to hire Americans. That's my personal opinion. The other major thing that we saw with the pandemic is our supply chain weaknesses. When we don't make our own aspirin, when we don't make our own medicines, when we can't produce our own steel or whatever it is in the amount that we need, we're dependent on foreign countries. And so we really need to make sure that we're bringing some of those strategic industries back to the United States or encouraging them through tax incentives and other opportunities to have a bigger say, perhaps, in how, basically just making sure that they have a seat at the table so that we can understand why they've shipped overseas. What can we do to make it more lucrative and more attractive to be based here in the United States? And with those things, we really can highlight American excellence and American exceptionalism. There used to be a time that we manufactured appliances here and furniture and all of these things, and that Made in America tag meant something. You knew it was going to last. You knew it was going to stay. I mean, we have our stove at home, I think, might be the original stove when my grandparents had the house built in 1963, and it still works. So we need to, that is the opportunity that we have. We have excellent, educated populace. Let's put them to work making America excellent.
All right.